I want you to look at this array. And I want you to think about, Colin, if you had an apple to put in every one of these squares, how might you figure out how many apples that is? Look at it just for a minute and see if there's a way that you can figure out if we had, just like with the picture of the apples that we drew, if you put an apple in every square, not the answer, but how you could figure out how many apples that is without counting them by ones. Look at it for a minute and give everybody enough time to think about it. How would you start, Noelle?
You count how many are in each row, like going down.
Okay, let me count for you since I'm up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Noelle said you count how many's going down, 8. All right, and then what would you do?
Then you count just across one time, all the way across, and that's 25.
That is 25? How do you know?
Because I counted.
You did? All right, let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is that?
25.
Okay,
That's
so
what I use.
this is 8 this way. Do each one of these rows have 25 in them?
Yes.
They're each 25?
So
Okay.
it's 25 rows. It would be 200. That's 200.
Okay, you said 25 rows of 8. How do you know?
Because we just did the problem.
Come up here and point to where the 25 rows of 8 are.
Here's the 25 rows.
Okay.
Here, there's 8 in each row.
8 here, so that's 1 row of 8, 2 rows of 8. Okay, all right. Who sees it a different way? You know, we saw those apples different ways. Noelle saw rows of 8. What else could you see, Madison?
I saw rows of 24.
25?
Yeah.
How many rows of 25?
8.
All right. Does that have anything to do with what we just did?
So you could just switch it around like here.
Yeah, you could. How many apples do you think if we could fit one of those in each one of the squares? How many?
200.
Anybody else think 200?
Wait, say it again.
If you put an apple in each one of these squares, how many apples do you think would fit in our array? Okay, so is there a way we could prove the 200 apples will fit in here? Besides counting by ones?
Well, you can count the 25 rows. Like you can count, make this a 50, make this a 50.
Yeah, that's what
Ah.
I need to.
Okay. Let me get. Okay. Could you count by tens? If you have 8s and 25s, what would be the easiest thing to count by?
25.
Probably 25s. Okay, what if we did start out with 2 25s like Andrew just said? Where would 2 25s be? Can somebody point it out? Now, where would 2 25s be in here? Somebody point it out? Avery, come point out 2 25s. 2 rows of 25. I want 2 25s. Top 2? Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to draw a line right here. All right, thank you, Avery. All right, so here's my 2 rows, and we know they each have 25 in them, right?
And that makes
Okay.
it 50. So that will be 50.
Okay. Do I have another
Yes.
2 rows of 50?
You have 4.
I have another 2 rows of
You have
50.
4 50.
Okay.
And then 5.
Okay.
Just
So
add that whole thing and make that.
this is 4 25s. How many squares are in just this upper part right here?
200.
Okay. All right, I want you to look and see if you notice anything about this part.
It's half of
And
what
this
you
part.
got, so
It's half of what we got, so
Yep.
all we have to do is double it.
It's double,
and
yeah.
Time it.
So if you think this is 100, how much is here?
100.
So how many apples do you think you could fit?
200.
It's still hard to believe though, isn't it? Okay.
Over here, up the top, it says 425 equals 100. So there, you could do these 4 rows would be 100, and those 4 rows would be 100. That would be 200.
Okay, so 4 25s down here would be 100,
Yeah, and
and then up here would be
there.
100, and that's 200. Okay. All right, what about, we used 2 25s and 4 25s. 4 25s. Can anybody show me where 6 25s is on here? Grant, you want to come show?
Yes.
Right here.
And up.
Okay. So if I did from here, whoops, here, this red part would be 625. How do you know?
Because here's 2, 4, 6.
Okay, so this whole thing here would be 625. So what did we say 625 is?
150.
Okay. And then these 2 rows down here, if we added them to the 625s, how many 25s do we have altogether?
4,
You have 8.
2, 4, 6, 8. We have 8 25s. And that is,
200.
200.
okay.